Welcome to Healthier Daily. I'm Dr. Ben Carter. I want to start today by addressing a very common and very frustrating mystery that many of my patients face. They come into my office and they say, Dr. Ben, I am doing everything right. I am eating my protein. I am having my eggs for breakfast. I am having my chicken for dinner. But I still feel weak. They tell me their legs feel heavy when they walk. They feel a little shaky when they go down the stairs. They feel like their strength is slowly leaking away, even though they are feeding their muscles. If this sounds like you, I want you to know you are not crazy, and you are not just getting old. You are experiencing a biological mismatch. You are feeding your muscles fuel protein, but you are starving them of support. The opponent's video gave you a list of random fruits, but they miss the bigger picture. To understand why your muscles are shrinking, we need to look at them differently. To help us do that, Dr. Hinohara is here with a beautiful philosophy that explains exactly what is missing.
Thank you, Dr. Ben. Yes, the problem is that we treat our muscles like a machine that just needs fuel. But your body is not a machine. It is a living ecosystem. I ask my patients to imagine their muscles as a garden. Now imagine you have a garden that is wilting. The leaves are brown. The stems are weak. What do? Most people just dump more fertilizer protein on the soil. They pile it high. But what if the garden has no irrigation system? What if the water isn't reaching the roots? And what if the plants are tall, but they have no trellis or stakes to hold them up? If you dump fertilizer on a dry, unsupported plant, it will still fall over. It will still die. This is what is happening to you. You are eating protein, the fertilizer, but your irrigation, your blood flow is blocked. And your trellis, your collagen structure is broken. Your muscles are wilting because they have no water and no support.
That is the perfect way to see it. You can't build a garden with just fertilizer. Today, we are going to give you the Muscle Garden Protocol. We are moving beyond just protein. We are going to show you the 3 essential elements you need to revive that wilting garden. We have replaced the rare hard to find fruits from other videos with powerful everyday superstars that do 3 specific jobs. Element 1, the irrigation system. Foods that open the floodgates of blood flow. Element 2, the trellis. Foods that build the collagen structure so your muscles can stand tall. Element 3, the electricity. Foods that act as the spark to keep the garden running. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to nourish your muscles from the roots up. Before we plant the first seed, we want to hear from you. Do you feel like your strength is wilting? Do you feel heavy or weak even when you eat well? If you do, please just type "bloom" in the comments below. We want to help you bring that strength back to life. And if you are ready to build a muscle garden that lasts a lifetime, now is the perfect time to hit that subscribe button. Let's get started.
Welcome back. We are standing in your muscle garden. You have done a good job. You have put down to fertilizer your protein. But look at the soil. It is dry. It is cracked. It is dusty. You can put the best fertilizer in the world on dry ground, but it will never reach the roots. It will just sit on top and burn the plants. Before your muscles can grow, they need water. They need oxygen. They need blood flow. But after age 60, the garden hose, your blood vessels, has become stiff and narrow. The water is just a trickle. We must fix the irrigation system. We must turn that trickle into a river.
That is the perfect description. This brings us to element 1, the flow fruit. And the champion of this category is the red grape. Now, the opponent's video mentioned grapes, but they missed the most important instruction. It is not just about the sweet juice. The real medicine is in the parts you usually spit out or throw away. It is in the skin and the seeds. Red grapes are packed with a superstar compound called resveratrol. Think of resveratrol as a pipe softener. As we age, our arteries get hard like an old rubber hose left in the sun. Resveratrol helps the lining of your blood vessels produce nitric oxide. This signals the hose to relax. It softens, it widens. When the hose widens, the blood carrying all that protein you ate finally rushes into the deep tissues of your legs. The cramping stops because oxygen arrives. The heaviness lifts because the waste is washed away. You are literally irrigating the dry soil of your muscles.
I remember a patient, Mr. Harris, 72 years old. He told me, Dr. Hinohara, my feet are always cold, and my legs feel like heavy logs. His garden was dry. The water wasn't reaching the ends of the branches. He started eating a small bowl of red grapes every afternoon. And I told him, chew the seeds. Do not spit them out. A few weeks later, he told me his feet were warm again. He could walk further. He had turned on the water.
That is the key. The seeds contain proanthocyanidins, which strengthen the capillaries, the tiny little irrigation ditches that feed the smallest nerves. So the protocol for element 1 is simple: eat the whole grape, skin, seeds, and all. If you can't chew the seeds, blend them into a smoothie, but get them in your body.
So the water is flowing. The fertilizer is soaking in. But now we look at the plants themselves. They are green. They are alive. But they are falling over. They are laying on the ground. Why? Because they have no trellis. They have no structure to climb on. We need to build the scaffolding. Welcome back. We have turned on the irrigation system with our red grapes. The blood is flowing. The soil is wet. But now, look at the plants in your muscle garden. They are trying to grow, but they are weak. They are flopping over. They cannot stand tall against gravity. Why? Because they are missing their trellis. They are missing the structural support that holds them up. In your body, this trellis is collagen. It is the scaffolding that wraps around every single muscle fiber and holds it tight to the bone. If your collagen is weak, which happens after 60, your muscles sag. They lose their snap. You feel loose and unstable.
That is the perfect image. And to build this trellis, we need the master builder. We need vitamin C. You cannot build collagen without vitamin C. It is the biological glue. Now, the opponent's video suggested some very rare berries, but we want to give you the most powerful, accessible tools in the supermarket. This brings us to our trellis builders, the red bell pepper and the kiwi. Let's start with the red bell pepper. Most people think oranges are the king of vitamin C. They are wrong. A red bell pepper has 3 times the vitamin C of an orange. It is a collagen superfactory. When you eat it, you are flooding your body with the exact material it needs to knit those collagen fibers back together. You are rebuilding the trellis so your muscles can climb and grow strong. And then we have the kiwi. The opponent's video mentioned this, and it is crucial. Kiwi has vitamin C, yes, but it also has a secret weapon, an enzyme called actinidin. This enzyme helps you digest protein. Think about it. You eat protein, the fertilizer, and the kiwi helps break it down, so the vitamin C, the builder, can use it to build the trellis. It is a perfect partnership.
I think of the story of Clara, the 74-year-old. She had trouble buttoning her blouse. Her fingers were stiff. Her trellis was collapsing. She started eating a sliced kiwi and some red pepper strips every day. 3 weeks later, her fingers were nimble. She could button her blouse. Why? Because she rebuilt the structure. She repaired the scaffolding that holds the joints together.
So here is the protocol for element 2. The raw rule: vitamin C is destroyed by heat. You must eat these raw. Slice up a red pepper for a snack. Scoop out a kiwi for breakfast. You are building the structure that your strength relies on.
So, the water is flowing grapes. The trellis is built peppers, kiwi. The garden looks beautiful. But there is one final danger. Even a perfect garden can be destroyed if there are pests eating the roots. We need to protect our work. We need the shield. We love our Healthier Daily family, and it brings us great joy to see our community grow. We would be so grateful if you would tell us in the comments what country or what state here in the U.S. are you watching from today. We read them all, and it inspires us. Welcome back. Let us look at our muscle garden now. In element 1, we turned on the irrigation blood flow with our red grapes. In element 2, we built the trellis collagen structure with our peppers and kiwis. The structure is standing, the water is flowing, but we are not safe yet. There is a silent enemy in every old garden. They are the pests. They are the termites. In your body, these termites are chronic inflammation. You can build all the new collagen you want. But if your body is inflamed, the inflammation will eat the new collagen before it can even set. It will chew through the ropes. We need a shield. We need a natural pest repellent.
That is the perfect analogy. We have to stop the destruction. Now, the opponent's video suggested a very specific food: padron peppers. These are wonderful, but they can be hard to find in a regular American grocery store. But the reason they work is a compound called capsaicin. This is the compound that gives peppers their heat. We don't need you to hunt for rare peppers. We can get this shield from a much simpler source that is already in your spice cabinet. This brings us to element 2, part B, the warmth factor. We recommend adding a sprinkle of paprika mild chili powder or even ginger to your daily routine. Here is the science of the shield. When you eat something with a little bit of heat, capsaicin or gingerols, it tricks your body into thinking it needs to cool down. Your body responds by dilating, opening the blood vessels even wider. But more importantly, these compounds are potent anti-inflammatories. They suppress the enzymes like COX2 that are trying to chew up your collagen.
I remember the story of Linda, the 69-year-old, from the research. She was waking up with aches in her knees. The termites were biting her joints at night. She started adding a simple sautéed pepper dish with a pinch of turmeric and paprika to her dinner. Within a month, the morning aches were gone. Why? Because she created a hostile environment for the inflammation. The pests could not survive the heat.
So here is the protocol for the shield. You don't need to eat a hot jalapeno. Just add a warming spice to your dinner, a dash of ginger in your tea, a sprinkle of paprika on your chicken. This protects the trellis you built in the morning.
So the garden is watered, the trellis is built, the pests are gone, the structure is perfect, but a garden cannot run without energy. Even the best machine needs a spark to turn on. If the battery is dead, the whole system shuts down. We need to recharge the battery. Welcome back. We are nearing the completion of our muscle garden. We have the irrigation blood flow running with our red grapes. We have the trellis collagen built with our peppers and kiwis. We have the shield anti-inflammation up with our warming spices. The garden is green, it is structured, it is protected, but it is still. Nothing is moving. A muscle is not just a plant, it is an electrical machine. To make a muscle move, to stand up, to walk, to lift, you need a spark. If your battery is dead, the machine will not start, no matter how much protein you eat.
This brings us to element 3, the electricity. This is the final piece of the puzzle. And the champion food for this is the humble prune dried plum. Now, most seniors think of prunes just for digestion, but for your muscles, they are a high-voltage battery pack. The opponent's video was correct. Prunes are incredibly high in potassium. In fact, gram for gram, they have more potassium than a banana. Potassium is an electrolyte. It is the mineral that carries the electrical charge from your nerves to your muscles. When you are low on potassium, which many seniors are, the signal gets interrupted. This causes cramps. That sudden painful knot in your calf at night, that is a short circuit. Your battery is dying. It causes weakness. The signal to lift the leg is weak. Eating prunes recharges the battery. It ensures the spark is strong enough to fire the engine.
But prunes do one more thing. They don't just power the muscle, they secure the anchor. Think about your garden trellis. If you hammer it into soft, sandy mud, it will fall over when the wind blows. You need to hammer it into solid rock. In your body, the solid rock is your bone. Your muscles are anchored to your bones. If your bones are weak, osteoporosis, your muscles cannot pull hard. They are afraid of breaking the anchor.
This is the secret weapon of the prune boron. Prunes are one of the best sources of boron on Earth. Boron is a trace mineral that helps your body build bone density. It helps you keep calcium and magnesium inside the bone. The opponent's study was spot on. Seniors who ate prunes had better bone density and less bone breakdown. You are charging the muscle potassium and reinforcing the bone boron at the same time.
I remembered a story of Carol, the 68-year-old. She had leg cramps at night short circuit, and she felt unsteady on the stairs. Weak anchor. She started eating 3 to 4 prunes every morning. But she did it with a special protocol trick.
This is the key. You must soak them. Dried fruit is dehydrated. If you eat it dry, it pulls water from your body to digest. But if you soak 3 or 4 prunes in a small jar of water overnight, they plump up. They become juicy. In the morning, you eat the fruit and drink the water. That water is now electrolyte water. It is full of the potassium that leaked out. This is the gentlest, most effective way to absorb the electricity without spiking your blood sugar too fast.
So now the system is live. The water flows, the trellis stands, the shield protects, and the electricity is humming. Your muscle garden is finally a complete living system. But, Dr. Ben, how do we eat all of this? We have grapes, peppers, kiwis, prunes. We need a plan. We need a daily routine that makes this easy.
So let's take a step back and look at the muscle garden we have cultivated today. We started with a frustrating problem. You were fertilizing, eating protein, but your muscles were still wilting. The opponent's video gave you a list of hard-to-find fruits, but now you have the muscle garden protocol. You have a system. You understand that you cannot grow muscle without element 1, the irrigation, red grapes and seeds to open the blood flow. Element 2, the trellis and shield, red peppers, kiwis, and warming spices to build the structure and stop the pests. Element 3, the electricity prunes to charge the battery and anchor the roots.
This is the difference between eating a diet and nourishing a life. When you eat with this wisdom, you are not just filling your stomach. You are the head gardener. You are giving your body the exact tools it needs to thrive, even in the autumn of your life. So, how do we make this a daily habit? I recommend the Daily Harvest Menu. It is simple, delicious, and covers every element. Morning start with your soaked prunes. Drink the water and eat the fruit. This wakes up your electrical system and prepares your gut. Lunch. Have a big, colorful trellis salad, sliced red peppers, a chopped kiwi, and maybe some spinach. Drizzle it with olive oil and lemon juice. This delivers the massive vitamin C needed to build collagen all afternoon. Afternoon snack. Have a bowl of red grapes. Chew the seeds. This opens the irrigation for your evening walk. Dinner. Add a shield spice to your meal. A little paprika, turmeric, or ginger on your chicken or fish. This protects your work while you sleep.
It is a beautiful natural rhythm. You don't need to hunt for rare berries, you just need the best of the produce aisle. If this muscle garden metaphor finally made sense of your strength for you, please do us a great favor and hit that like button. It helps us reach more seniors who feel like they are wilting. And please share this video. We all have a friend who thinks they just need more protein powder. You can show them that real strength comes from the whole garden, not just the fertilizer. If you are not yet part of our Healthier Daily community, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. We are committed to bringing you these deep dive science-backed systems every single week. And for our final gardener's question, which element are you going to plant first this week? Is it the irrigation grapes, the trellis peppers, or the electricity prunes? We would love to read your plan in the comments below. And as always, a final critical reminder. The information in this video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. If you are diabetic, please monitor your blood sugar when increasing fruit intake, even whole fruit. If you have kidney disease, be careful with high potassium foods like prunes. Please always consult with your own doctor before making significant changes to your diet.
Thank you for joining us. Your body is a garden. Tend it well, and it will bloom for you. Be wise. Be well.